Hello, welcome to ABW Live, and we're talking about the Huddersfield game. Oh, it was, well, it wasn't entertaining, was it? It really wasn't. Oh, the devil are we all? I'm just looking in the box here. Dom Lloyd's there, Archie, Thomas from Norway, Grant Wilborn, Mika for life, Ron Ree, Loki 73, Haz is in there. Who was first in the box? Daz 316 was first today. Stan the Man 450 was there. Gunner 93, John A.L. Short, Daryl Kane. Oh, hello everyone. How the devil are we all? Oh, I tell you what. It was one of those, wasn't it? It really was. Cactus Jack is there. Jack Barr's there. Unique 79. Tell you what, everybody's getting in there. Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is there. Whoa. Right, as Clacker Pultos said, a win is a win. My guest today, guys, the other Jace is here. Shredder. Say hello, Shreds.
Hello, Shreds. Shout out to John Welsh.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Glad to be on here after a nice win. Lots to talk about. Hopefully my performance is not as boring yet inspired as Arsenal's was.
Oh, I gotta be honest with you, okay? Look, I've tried to be really positive in my notes, but hey ho. Let's get straight into it.
Yeah.
Lineups. Mkhitaryan back. No Aubameyang, no Ozil due to illness, and no Ramsey due to a knee problem. Obviously going for a 3-5-2, and as you pointed out in the group, that wasn't the strongest bench we're ever going to see, is it?
Yeah, it definitely doesn't inspire confidence when you know that you're bringing like a Joe Willock or an Eddie Nketiah on. So, yeah, they're good and they're young, but that's not the kind of players we need to be putting in the team right now. Sort of, I feel. But if you're going to put them in there today against Huddersfield is the day that you would want to do it, and you can get away with it a little bit easier there. And I think it happened today. But yeah, it really interesting lineups, and I think everybody's looking for reasons to sort of complain or whatever. But I think you could also say, yeah, if you're going to have a crazy lineup like that, try it out against Huddersfield. Why not?
Absolutely. We have our first donation of the day. It's Unique 79. Oh, cheers, pal, you're a star. And he says, giving the ball away and poor final delivery. There was an awful lot of that today, mate. There really was. Jay, it was a really scrappy start. You could see Huddersfield's tactics. They were exactly the same as the home game, actually. They were at us, weren't they? They didn't mess about. They were going in. They were leaving the foot in. They were being Huddersfield.
Yeah, and I think that's what, when you're a lower team like that, that's what you're going to have to do to sort of keep up with. The bigger boys is just, nibble at the ankles. If you can't be the big dog that's going to bite back, then make sure that your nibbles are hard at the ankles, I guess. And that's just they did that to us all game today. It was definitely lots of little 2- and 3-man battles, especially out on the wings, trying to win balls in tight spaces. And I actually will say I think the one thing the ref got right was he let some of those like little niggly fouls like that go, and created a little bit more rhythm to the game, which I think actually ended up helping us. But yeah, and it was good to see us do it back. I think we are having a little more edge about us, so that was nice to see as well.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? We've had another donation. Michael Harneman booms in with 10 quid. Michael, you're way too generous, bro. Thank you very much. And I'm going to sing this. They scored a goal. 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 I got to be honest with you. Yeah, coming into this game, I think it was 8.5 hours that Huddersfield hadn't scored for. So, I mean,
yeah.
Fuck my life, honestly.
Well, I saw that stat like on Twitter before the match started, and I was like, well, here's their first goal.
Yeah.
It's going to happen now. The jinx has been put on us.
You know the Sky Super 6 thing, okay? I play that every now and again.
Yeah.
I initially predicted 4-0 to the Arsenal. I saw the lineup. I changed it to 2-1 to the Arsenal. Okay. You stood there, you just think, nah, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
So there's no way. I think we did actually. We played, I think, rather well defensively. We gave them some shots, and I think Leno has really impressed me as far as his shot stopping this year, especially with one of the lower shots that he saved down to his left or right. I can't remember which one, but I think he's kept it innocent. He's given us a little bit more confidence there. But it was gonna be their day to get one in on us after all the predictions or mentioning of them not scoring.
That's the thing, okay? I Leno's grown into the team. Let's get into the game then, because we're going to come to that save a bit later. After we weathered the initial kind of forage from Huddersfield, sorry, Lacazette gets a chance. You get a nice move to Iwobi and Maitland-Niles. Iwobi shoots into the side netting. Then it will be to Lacazette, and it's defended quite well. Yeah. Although the game was scrappy, we did start to create things after about 10 minutes, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I think we just had to settle down a little bit, and I think, at that point in the match, I think I forgot exactly where it was, whether it was Twitter or on the broadcast over here that, said that, Ainsley Maitland-Niles had been like a really good driver. And I think that's when around that time was he got more involved down that right side, and getting somebody like him involved, I think, for a young player early in the game is good. I think he actually had a pretty decent game today, although his passing stats are pretty garbage, I saw. But getting him in the game, I think, as much as people, want to, crap on Iwobi, I don't think he was the worst today. Yes, he did what we know Iwobi can do, but, getting the goal. But I think just what he continues to bring to the team in terms of, what he did today is why he stays in there. So it was a nice little patch, and good to see some of the younger players being the sort of the key driver in that early on in the game.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I thought first half Iwobi was okay. It was good. Okay.
Yeah.
But he did give the ball away a few times. Let's make no bones about it.
Absolutely.
And so did many others in the team. You had Guendouzi gave the ball away a few times. You had Torreira.
Yeah.
There were numerous people. And I tell you what I noticed. I think there was a strong wind. Okay, because the ball seemed to hold up if it went high.
Yes,
and there were lots of people slipping over. I don't think it was the greatest condition. They weren't the worst conditions either, were they? But they weren't. They caused issues, didn't they?
Yes. No, it absolutely did, and I think I think you're right to call it out as well. But especially, I just don't understand how you can have a pitch like that I think we had 4 players slip at different times. So but that's what teams are going to do, is they're going to take whatever they can out of their home field advantage. That's having a slick pitch, then that's what's going to happen. But again, I just think we continue to weather that, though, and that I think that's another positive that I'll take away here. But one of those things that you have to continue to play with.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Then Jay, we counter-attack Huddersfield quickly. We turn the ball over in our own half. We counter really quickly. Ball comes to Kolasinac down the left-hand side. He puts in a very good cross. Iwobi takes it on the volley. He hits the target, but it gets a deflection off the thing and goal.
I was surprised at the technique from the goal. It was good technique, deflection or not. Without the deflection, I think it was going to be saved, but still good technique. And I think, again, that's what, Iwobi can get you. And I think that's why we've sort of continued to stick with him a lot more recently, is because you do know you're going to get those giveaways, but then he does have the ability to go past a man or two or put in the technique like he did on the volley. So really happy that it happened for him. And, was it Kola or Maitland-Niles that got the assist for that?
Kola.
I can't remember. Okay, yeah, because it was because I think he had a good game as well too. Had a couple of good dangerous balls, and I think 2 assists today. Because didn't he assist on the second as well, or was that Maitland-Niles?
I don't know. I don't know my notes.
But either way, I think that's a great thing to see Kola involved. We know what he can do, especially in this right or left wing back position, where defensively probably needs somebody behind him. In a Nacho Monreal or a Koscielny, but going forward, we know we can get good things at him. So really, really good to see that connection there.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I mean, you can see in the box here now, Iwobi does divide opinion, okay? And don't get me wrong, he frustrates the hell out of me at times. I'd really like to see him play an early ball to give defenders something to think about. I don't think he plays the ball early enough at times. I think it's a few too many step overs, but the talent is there. And, his work rate is there at the moment. And, it does get frustrating. It does get frustrating. Yeah. I get it. But, the one thing we criticised him about is not getting goals. He's come in. He's got a goal today. Yes, there were issues in the second half, but I will turn around and say, okay, that a lot of other people were poor in this team today. Yeah. A lot of other people. So, it was really good technique from him, because that ball's hanging, is coming over, and, he does everything he needs to do. And it's a really good goal from him, regardless of the perfection. You buy your own luck, don't you? You buy your own luck. So, it's one of these things. Do I think he's a frustrating player? Yes. Yeah. But let's comment on the good as well as the bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
So all of a sudden we're 1-0 up. It's horrible. I gotta say, okay, I can't stand Huddersfield. I hate them. Okay, I thought after the home game, and their fans were absolute pantomime, which I kind of like. Okay, I really like the fact that their fans are pantomime, but God, they were giving it loads, weren't they? We get Cos has a block in the box. Was it handball?
I'm not going to say that it was handball. I'm going to say the ball did hit his hand, but I don't think that there was enough in it. It wasn't intentional. The arm was in a pretty natural position, so it wasn't anything. Again, I try to judge handball off hand to ball, and I don't think it was there. The problem was he's probably from where I did see it hit him and why he went down. Probably needs an ice pack or two right now. Because I think he took one square to the family jewels there. And I think that was a little overshadowed by the possible handball. But no, I don't think I would have ever called that if I was a ref. Did you think? I mean, what were your thoughts? Did you have called it?
I thought the guy fired it in. I think his hand is down by his side. It's if his hand's up there. And for those not watching on YouTube, my arms are raised. Okay, out wide. If his arms are out wide and it hits him, fair enough. It's a penalty. But where it was, I think that would be way too harsh. I think it's a bit like the Aguero thing last week. Okay, where everybody's moaning about the ball going off his arm. When it hits his arm, there's not much he can do with his arm there. Do you know what I mean? And I think this is exactly the same for the Cos thing. But you stood there looking at it thinking, what's John Moss going to do?
Yeah, because let's not act like he hasn't been keen to give away some cheap penalties on us in the past. So no, I was right there with you, holding my breath a little bit, but thought it would have been really, really harsh if it happened. So luckily he made the right call today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, Jay, the game had been scrappy. Okay, there's lots of leaving the foot in. I don't think it had been dirty to this point. I really don't. Okay, I think it's those nagging fouls which gets frustrating, so to speak. But you get an incident on the right hand side. Okay, Kolasinac, he does foul Kakanga. Sorry. I can't read my handwriting here. He does foul him initially, and then as they're coming back to challenge for the ball, Kolasinac goes down. Kakanga seems to leave. Was it Kadang? Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I do apologize. The player seems to leave his foot in and stamp on Kolasinac. What were your thoughts on that incident? Because I I think he left his foot in. I really do. I don't think it's malicious, but I think he's thought, I'm going to leave it here.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you there, and I don't know what I would have done if I was the ref in that situation. Like, and I'm not even quite sure. John Watts probably didn't see it, but I don't know if what the right thing to do in that situation. If it's intentional, unintentional, whatever. I definitely think there, like you said, it wasn't malicious, but there was definitely a thought of like, I'll just leave this here. And it's a tough call, and I don't know what I would have expected him to do in that situation if he had called something. Let's just say I could see it being a red. I could see him only giving a yellow though as well, because, well, again, he wants to keep 11 players on against Arsenal. So, but yeah, I don't know. That one's a tougher one.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Because it's in play incident. It's one of those where you're just thinking, oh, I mean, you don't want to call, you don't want to have a go at the guy for, it's an accidental thing, but I thought he left his foot in. Thomas from Norway thinks it's malicious. It's big call. Big call. It's a strange one, isn't it? It's Stan the Man 450 says nasty stamp. Surprised he didn't clump him. it's one of those. It's one of those. Now, from sort of 20 to 30 minutes, Jay. It was just shit to watch. It was.
Yeah.
We kept on giving the ball away. We couldn't control the game at all. Did you see that down to the setup? Because again, I go back to the 3-5-2, the two men in midfield, Torreira and Guendouzi. There's no point in knocking them because of the tactics set up by Huddersfield, but they didn't have the greatest day at the office today.
No, they didn't. I think they were a little sort of all over the place. They get a foot in to break up play and then win the ball back, and then we can't get the pass or we're trying to win the ball back too much and doing one of those little niggly fouls on them. But it just, those two, I think today had moments where you're like, go ahead.
Pal, right, there's some arsehole in here. Millwall FC 1885. You, my friend, are an ignorant, sad, pathetic piece of shit. Humanity will look back on the likes of you as the fucking scum of the universe. Fuck off back to whichever rock you crawled from under and never darken our door again, you piece of shit. Take care. Goodbye. Sorry, Jay. Carry on.
No. That's fine. I 100% agree with everything you just said. But in terms of the midfield, I think like a lot of the rest of our team, we were either really good in an individual moment or just really poor. And there wasn't any consistency to that. I would say probably more poor than consistent, though, obviously. And we had some really good moments, but then we just had moments where like it seemed like the Huddersfield player shins were like 3 feet wide and we couldn't pass it out. And again, I do think we did a decent job though of making sure that we protected that back three a little better, especially when we gave the ball away. We seem to be dropping off faster, which that would be the sort of the one positive though that I take away from that today.
Yeah, I think that's something that we have to look at, and we were gritty today. Weren't we? We were gritty, and in the past, there are times when we haven't had that quality, and that quality of grittiness seems to have really come into our game this season. So all credit to Unai for that, because I don't mind knocking Unai on what I think he does wrong. I didn't like the setup today, but he's got 3 points in the bag. And, and that's quite important, so that's good news, isn't it? Mkhitaryan has a shot. He mishits it. It's a poor shot in the end, but it's saved. Should you have done better?
Probably, yeah. No, I think he should have. He was right at the keeper. I think he had a little more time to be able to pick a spot. But yeah, he's got to do better. At the same time, when he does score, I am a little surprised. So it doesn't surprise me that it wasn't a goal, but at the same time, I feel like you've got the time. The ball fell just right for you there, and he just puts it right at the keeper, which sort of I think sums up our day, except for the fact that we put it past the keeper twice.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
averageness, just bang averageness.
I mean, that's how it was today, isn't it? Thomas from Norway says it in the box, funny enough. Thomas from Norway's smashing in the good points at the moment, okay? And he says, Mkhitaryan's still rusty. I think he'll be better next game. I think that's fair comment. And coming on to the next point, where actually Mkhitaryan does very well, we counter-attack. The counter-attack's held up. Mkhitaryan beats a couple of players.
Yeah.
Gives the ball to Maitland-Niles. Lovely cross across the goal. And Lacazette, just bang. What can you say?
Oh, I loved it. And if you look at the finish itself, the ball was a little behind Locke, and he had to sort of leave a leg out to help sort of drag it in, which he did a great job on. It was a great bit of technique, and it was still a really good ball in by Maitland-Niles. But I think my player of the year so far is Alexander Lacazette, because the work rate that he has without the ball. I think he continues to involve himself in a match by dropping deep, but understanding not to do that all the time. And used to, our strikers would either be too deep or they wouldn't be deep enough. And I think he's got a great balance in knowing when to be there and when to link up better with the midfield and when to just sort of lay off and let them come to you. So, he's done a really great job, and again, just the work rate, the effort, and sort of the passion is. I wish a lot of the other players would pick up on it a little bit more, because I think he's been exemplary this year, and for him to grab a goal today that ended up being the sort of the decider as well, I'm super happy for him. Just really sad that I couldn't see the handshake and the bow between him and Aubameyang today.
That's the first league game of this season that Aubameyang hasn't been involved in. They said, to be fair, I love his work rate off the ball. I love his work rate in attack, and the way, not just getting back in defensive duties, but his movement off the ball. And when he's put in that position, very rarely he's going to miss. So it was so pleasing to see. It was really so pleasing to see him get that goal. And you thought then, we're going into half-time, 2-0 up. This should be a cakewalk, shouldn't it?
I was hoping that, obviously at this point now you're like, okay, good. Like we've pretty much secured the victory. Let's just make sure we keep the clean sheet. And so I think it was a really good way to finish the first half. And too bad we couldn't replicate that in the second half, because it seemed like something happened with all the positivity. We go into the training room, that come back out, and to have the second half we had, I think was definitely something that makes everybody question what's going on and how the project is, because we just look dreadful.
All right, I got to be honest. I mean, my notes at the end of the first half are 0 dominance, but gritty, 2 decent goals. I don't think Loki 73 behave. That's a brilliant comment. That's a brilliant comment. Oh Jesus! I tell you what, I can't read that out on the show, I'm afraid. That's just one of the comments. Right, chat box. It's that time of day again. How are we all? Yeah, we've had a couple of morons. One Millwall, one Chelsea. I know. They're not the brightest of people, but we appreciate the fact that they've given us a couple of views. But it's that time, isn't it? It's tappy time. Now, the Arsenal failed to impress today, really, but they won. They gritted it out and they won. Okay, so. Why don't you be a winners like the Arsenal and hit that like button, please? Come on, give it a tap. Let's go. There's 180 of you watching this at the moment, and I've only got 47 likes. Your grandparents right now are writing you out of their wills because they're so ashamed of you. They think, oh, for crying out loud. Do you know what? Okay, I might as well not give all my money to Ellis Merrill. He's an idiot. He deserves the money. You guys can't even be bothered to give ABW a like. Wales are playing rugby on my television. Okay, I got better things to do in my life than do this. But no, I'm here. So start hitting that tapping that like button. Okay, now, toot sweet, or your parents and your grandparents will be writing you out of their wills. I'll go around and have a chat with all of them. Come on, let's go. Be brilliant. Show a bit of ambition. Tap it. It's only 61 now. That's not good enough. Get on with it. Sorry about that, Jay. I just keep on going off for one.
No.
On to the second half, mate. Okay. AMN gives the ball away early doors. Leno saves from Bakuna. Okay. Now, AMN had a particularly tough game with regards to, keeping hold of the ball, didn't he? He was just, I mean, don't get me wrong, he wasn't alone.
No.
The majority of our team today gave the ball away a lot, but he nearly played us into trouble there.
Yeah, no, he did. And again, sort of, when we did have the ball, we put together, a couple of passes, but it was like the second, third, or fourth pass, just really not able to come off. And once we got past that, we were good. But it was just getting that first pass at times was so difficult, and we just kept finding shins. And again, luckily, Leno's done a great job not only today but throughout the year. And I think I forgot who it was on Twitter said, he's still a bit flappy. And I said, well, yes, but comparatively, he's way less flappy than what we've had in the past. So I'll still take it. And he's a great shot stopper. So again, keeping us in the game though. But at that point, I was just I was so frustrated due to just our inability to either dribble around somebody or you connect a few passes. So. And luckily, it only came back to bite us, when there was no time left. But yeah, it was just really frustrating to watch all day. Just shin, like we're in a pinball machine at times. So,
no,
do you think that's down to how we train, or do you just think that's down to because it seems like we tend to do that much more than any other team?
I'm not sure. I don't think it's down to anything in training. But I look at it and. It was as if it was, you play those games. We've all, most of us in the chat box or on here. Pardon me for 1 second, sorry.
Yeah.
Most of us have played sport sometime, okay? When now and again you get a game where you get the yips. You know what I mean? Like in golf, okay, where, somebody will give the ball away early or knock it. If it's rugby, they knock it on early. Or, do you know what I mean? And I think it spreads through a team at times. And I think this is just one of those days, okay? It's one of those where it was catching within the team that we gave the ball away a lot. A lot of it was down to hard work from Huddersfield. You've got to give them credit.
Yeah.
Their work rate was exceptional, okay? But I thought that the giving the ball away just went through us like the flu going around an office. It was just really horrible to see. That's right, Unique 79. Nobody is getting the likes up. Come on, people, get a grip of your lives for crying out loud. Jay, let me see. Okay, a really great save from Leno, the one from Diakabe. And apologies for everybody listening. Diakabe was the guy I was on about earlier on. I just couldn't read my handwriting. Fabulous save down to his left.
Yeah.
Huddersfield were on top at this point, weren't they? And Leno really saved us there.
Yeah, I think that gave us sort of the ability to continue to push on there in the next few minutes because they were really on top of us there, and for him to be able to pull off a save like that, and I thought when he hit it, I was like, oh crap, here it is. But no, really good, and I've sang his praises tonight, but I definitely think that helped us sort of mentally be able to say, okay, like we can continue to weather this, and it gave us at least a little bit more confidence for a little longer.
Yeah, because I think Leno gets a bit of a hard time from people.
Yeah,
and I wonder why, because we knew he wasn't the finished article coming in.
Yeah.
So we, as you said, this is a growing team, and I think he's one of those players. Just I think with Iwobi. I mean, I know Jamie Fitzgerald. He's not a fan of Iwobi. Fair enough. I see the arguments on both sides of the coin. But I think with some of these young players, we have to persevere for a little longer. Do you know what I mean? And I think Leno's not even been here. He's not even had a full season with us.
Yeah.
So you've just got to praise the good parts of it, haven't you? And work on the parts that they're getting wrong.
Yeah. No, I think that's the biggest thing is just, how we continue to work moving forward and figure out those things and do work on those weaknesses and, continue to refine your strengths, but make sure that you're learning and you're creating sort of new habits on the pitch, especially as defenders. I think that's key. So yeah, I think at this point we just have to continue to like take it just one single game at a time and not put too much pressure on the team to change so drastically within such a short amount of time.
This is the thing. Okay, on that point you just made, do you think Emery chopping and changing the squad every week is helping this? Because, I see that as maybe a bit of an issue for the team.
Yeah, so my sort of feel on it is him chopping and changing may hurt us right now, but if it's helping get more information on who to put where with partnerships and things like that, then I think it may take a little bit of time for him to collect all the information he needs to make the best and final decision that puts us in the best position with the best players on the pitch in each position. So I'm willing to give him some time. If he's doing the exact same chopping and changing, at this point next season, then I'm a lot more worried and I'm going to question him a whole lot more. But in the first year with as many injuries as we've had, I think he's still trying to feel his way around, what his best setup is with this team. It's not going to come overnight.
No, absolutely. I think it's hard to argue with that. I do see things. I've said it on the podcast the other day. I think he's going to leave at the end of the season. I really do. And it's not me predicting anything. It's not me being anti-Unai or anything. I just see a domino effect of situations coming up and culminating, and that's happening. Okay. But, that's a long shot as well, because I think they're definitely give him the 2 seasons. That's on his contract. I think that's something they will try their best to do. You then see El Nene replaced by replacing Torreira. Torreira had a tough day at the office, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did. It's definitely not been his best game, and I think he's had a couple of, I wouldn't say that they're awful games, but just where we haven't seen him really up to his best. But I think that's going to happen to him, coming into the league, having a couple of injuries to overcome as well this season. It's going to happen, and he's going to have these little ups and downs. And I still think overall he's a great player for us to have. I think he's one of the first names on the team sheet. But yeah, today, just again, one of those players who found a whole lot of shins and not a whole lot of teammates.
Yeah, it was frustrating. Now I'm coming to my favourite bit of the game now. And then it's basically his first action.
Oh my God!
Now I got a viewpoint on this, okay? And I'm going to give you my viewpoint, and then I want your reaction to that. So we've got I think it was Iwobi puts a cross into the box. So it was either Iwobi or Kolasinac. I'm not sure because my mind is totally blown by what I saw in the box. You see Lacazette coming backwards to try to get to the ball. You see El Nene coming forwards, and he almost jumps over him, and it's a very poor effort in the end. But there was an absolute lack of communication in the box of the pair of them, and they just looked like a pair of monkeys, a pair of clowns. Sorry, just playing about the place. You see kids playing and just falling over. It looked like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Which I sort of expect from El Nene. So not too far off character from him.
Okay. So my viewpoint on this is okay. Lacazette's the guy coming backwards, right? Okay. The old Johan Cruyff mantra at Barcelona was, you always play to the ball, to the man coming on to the ball. El Nene is the one with the momentum coming forward. Should you have shouted for Lacazette to get out of his way? Obviously, there's a miscommunication somewhere, but in that situation, you know, the chances of Lacazette scoring as he's coming backwards are far less than the chances of El Nene getting a good shot away on target and scoring when he's coming forwards. So, you know, that's the way I kind of see that. But was it just a total breakdown in communication? And how did you see it?
So I'll be honest with you. I just lost your sound for about 45 seconds.
Sorry, Pam.
No, you're fine. So go ahead. Go. What was the question again?
With that incident, El Nene's the man coming onto the ball.
Yeah.
Right? He should have the right to have a go at that. Lacazette, to be fair, he's a striker. He's coming backwards. It's very, very, very difficult for him to get a good shot away when he's coming backwards onto that ball.
No, I do tend to agree with that. I actually also, we'll sort of back that up because like I said, I 100% agree with that. I also, even though he's not our best player, I love the fact that he still had like the confidence to even try to take that from oh, there's our striker who's probably going to score. Nope, doesn't matter. I can score better than our striker. I'm going to take that. I like the confidence. I really like the confidence of the guy. But yeah, I think he did have, I wouldn't say every single right to that ball. But if it was another player coming in to do that over the top of Locke, I think we'd all be a little more accepting of it. But the fact that it's poor El Nene, I think he's getting a little bit of a harsh stick for it.
Absolutely. You know, I don't need to know what to make of it at times.
I just need that El Nene confidence. That's what I'm lacking in my life right now. The confidence to take the ball away from your striker.
I like El Nene. I thought he'd come better than he has, to be fair. But you know, it's one of those. Jay, then see a punch-in effort where I think he's trying to curl the ball into the box, but Diakabe gets on the end of it and shoots wide. At this point in the game, it's about 65 minutes gone. Huddersfield about 66% of possession, sorry. Okay. And, you know, they're well on top of this half, aren't they?
Yeah, they were. I think we actually started to deliberately sort of play on the counter as well, which conceded a little bit more possession to them, which I do think we had some decent counters, you know, in the second half for sure. And I think that's probably wise. We just decided we were, you know, I'm not going to say that we were pressing from the early on, but I think we were just resigned to sort of let them pass it around and let them wear themselves out trying to attack and then see if we couldn't, you know, nick a third with wearing them down a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, here we go. And I've got this here. We get there's this Iwobi's in the box, cuts inside and shoots just well wide. That was really disappointing because you know the claims of him having no end product, even though he has got us a goal today. And to be fair, you know, he's to be fair to him, he took that goal really, really well. You've got to give him all credit. I thought his first half was good, but that's the side of his game that frustrates people, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's, you know, I don't know if it's just not shooting enough or something, but he does seem to have like and maybe he has a bit of those, like, I think it's sort of like I have, where like if I have a ball, like come to me when I'm playing and I know I can hit it well, I just end up like psyching myself up and miss hitting because that seems to be what he does, which I think he just gets a little so excited that he's in the position and he wants to do well that he gets a little bit in his own head sometimes. So
yeah,
hopefully he continues to grow out of that though, as the more and more chances he gets.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of games in his belt for the Arsenal. And the next incident, and this isn't far later, we break, okay? We break on Huddersfield.
Yep.
You got Mkhitaryan charging up the park. You got Iwobi to the left. Laka to the right. I'm stuck in the middle with you. Sorry. He gives to Iwobi. Iwobi takes into the box and he shoots straight at him. Now, you know,
that was the more disappointing chance. Honestly, in my opinion, was you had you could pick near post, you could curl far post, and you just sort of hit it just tried to get maybe a little more pace than precision on it and hit it right at him, which was that was the most disappointing chance that he sort of wasn't able to take of the day. And yeah, that's when I was like, okay, I was like, God's betting on us to win this game 2-0 because this is how it seems it's going to finish. And it seems like God had a bet on 2-1. So,
It was frustrating because you wanted him to do better there. And, I thought there was a bit of pressure from the defender, but not enough to put him off that much.
Yeah.
And you just wanted to test, it's straight at him, test him, make him work for it. It's one of those things where you just think, oh, come on, mate. You're better than that. You are better than that. And it was frustrating. You had Mkhitaryan slip in the box. Then you had the Leno save from Slurp. It was a hell of a shot, and that ball really did move in the air. Cos clears it after he palms it away. At that point, I was really thinking, oh my God, this is they're coming back at us here.
Yeah, I think, you could definitely feel like almost a momentum shift sort of around that time where you just thought, okay, like we thought we've been weathering a storm before, but this is when they're really going to turn it up on us. And, that's just, you could almost sense, and part of me was actually really rooting for them to get a goal because I think it's just the sweetest thing ever that they're rooting for just one goal. They don't care about a win right now. They just want a goal. Like, it's super cute. But you could just sort of start to feel it coming, and you were like, okay, let's you started to clinch a little bit more to see if we could keep that clean sheet as time continued. But it was one of those afternoons where we just kept allowing them chances as well.
Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? Bear me 1 second. I do apologize. There's somebody beginning to annoy me in the chat box.
Don't annoy Jace. Don't annoy Jace.
Here he is. Matt Bryant. Hi, Matt Bryant. How are you? Welcome to ABW Live. It's really nice to have you in the box. It's a shame that you're such a massive bellend. It's a shame that you can't play nicely with others. I just want you to think about this, Matt, okay? How pathetic are you that you've got to come in here for your shits and giggles? How sad is your life that you haven't got anything better to do right now? Mate, the Samaritans are there for you to call. Give them a bell, okay? Have a chat to somebody and fuck off out of my chat box, you wankstain. Right, thank you. Sorry about that, mate. I do apologize. That ball from Slurp really moved. Then we see Suarez replacing Mkhitaryan. Okay. And then the fun. Oh, my God. Koscielny. Did you see the bit where Koscielny bought the free kick?
Oh, yes. Oh, he's definitely been learning from Socrates and Lichtsteiner for sure on the training pitch of how to win a soft continental foul. I looked at him. I thought, oh, he should be embarrassed by that. That's just disgraceful. It was awful. I mean, the slightest touch, and he bought that. Do you know when you're half proud of somebody and half ashamed of them? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I just thought, what is going on here? It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's absolutely nuts. Then De Poitre has a shot. They're breaking us down the right. Yeah. The ball comes into him, and he just curls it wide. What a shot from De Poitre. That was excellent from Huddersfield, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was. And that shot had, not only did it fizz wide of the post, it also had beaten a diving Leno as well, and he was not going to be able to get there if it was on target. So really great shot. But yeah, they actually played some really decent football at times. And you really have to give it to them, like you said, for their work rate, and they just kept coming at us, and they never got discouraged. And sadly, like I'm sure we're probably about to come up on here in a minute, they got rewarded for that hard work.
Oh no! Don't even get me started. I was getting all excited. On the 90th minute, I was all excited. I really was. Then you see Leno saving from Diakabi again.
Yeah.
Nacho clearing off the lines. It comes off. We then break. Iwobi fires well over the top, which I felt at this point. Yeah, I genuinely felt for him because I thought that sums up your day, mate. You know, you've had a great goal and it's kind of flown. It's kind of gone the wrong way for you.
Yep.
But then the one thing I noticed, I'm going to talk about Suarez at the end of the game. Okay, Willock replaces Iwobi. And then in the 92nd minute, I think it's Aaron Moy who played the ball through. It was a really good ball. It beat Kashel and he all ends up. Diakabi makes shoots and it ends up Kolasinac putting it back into his own net. Oh, fuck, how frustrating was that?
And I think it was insanely frustrating, but I think it was 100% what Huddersfield deserved. And, you know, unlucky and unfortunate for, you know, Cola to be there. And that I've basically scored that same own goal while playing. So I know what that feeling is like to be there. But again, it was just, you know, if they continue it's the one thing why I do, you know, the whole shoot thing is so funny is the more chances you create, the more opportunities you're creating for, you know, the other team to mess up and slip up. And they just kept doing it until we slipped up and messed up today, and fair play to them.
Yeah, it was really frustrating. When I saw that would have been our first away clean sheet of the season, I started getting all excited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to give up that goal, you know, yeah, I thought it was a good ball through to sorry, who was it? It? Oh Christ, Diakabi, sorry, but oh Jesus, when you saw Cola put his own net, I just thought it kind of sums us up at the moment. And it
really does.
That was the game. That's it. I want to talk about Dennis Suarez. He came on and okay, he's only had 15 minutes, but what I did like about him, and you know, I'm not sold on whether this is a good loan signing or a bad one. I've not made my mind up on him. But what I did think, he's always looking for the ball. His movement was really good in the fact he moves into space and he's asking for the ball as well. That kind of impressed me. What did you think?
Yeah, I think people have been a little harsh on him, thinking he's going to come in and sort of be this like creative savior and
Jay,
we got there. You know, just a good, consistent player who's going to help add some sort of depth to us and maybe see if we can't, you know, push on with a little different style. But, I think today he was fine. I think we, again, like you, I'm reserving judgment on it because, you know, he could become a really great player for us over the next few months, or he could, you know, just sort of go like the rest of the team and be bang average. But I think he's a tidy enough little player, and I mean, I haven't seen enough of him to make a judgment on, you know, one way or the other really. But like some of the stuff that he did, but also there are a couple of times when I feel like he gave the ball away cheaply. So it's one of those things that's so tough since it's so new and he's only had, so like you said, like 15 minutes. It's hard to really make a judgment or even a sort of, he's played well or poorly. Like, he's had some bad moments, but he's had some decent ones.
Yeah, it's just the little things in his game. I always loved about Jack and Rambo, the fact they always look for the ball, and I like that in a player. You know, so it's one of those things where let's see how he goes. Beats Box, Dre beats Seth. I'm not going to read that out, mate, but that's bloody hilarious. That's fantastic. I tell you what, there's some brilliant comments in this chat box today. We've had a couple of idiots, but the chat box is fantastic as always. I really enjoy it. Right, we're going to go to some questions now. I mean, my final thought before you do, my final thoughts on the game were, I thought the setup was negative from Unai. I really did. I didn't think he needed to go 3 at the back. I thought he could have 3 in the middle, and that could have helped us. I'm surprised he didn't change it during the game. Jace, because obviously Guendouzi and Torreira were well beaten in that game. You know, they never ever dominated that game in any part. What did you think of that?
Yeah, I think that's why the substitution of Torreira was so interesting, was because, and I think even Ian Dark on the commentary was saying, you know, it must be, you know, some sort of a little knock or something that he's coming off, because there's, you know, no reason to, you know, pull off a defensive midfielder when you're up, you know, 2-0 at the time. And I think it was probably just maybe Emery was seeing that the partnership just wasn't like working at the time and wanted to switch it up, or if it was just actually a knock and was more like for like. But I agree with you. I do feel we should be probably playing 3 in the midfield, and that suits, you know, our personnel better, I feel, as well. So, yeah, it's just it was really interesting today, and you thought, you know, they would dominate a little bit more than they did, but I think Huddersfield, again, got to give them credit because they sort of neutralized them today.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Right, let's go to some questions then. First question from Cole Boland. Considering Mkhitaryan wasn't anything special for his injury, how much difference does it make to have someone who can play out wide, bar Iwobi?
I mean, I think it seems like it makes a ton of difference for Emery, because he always seems to like to have those wide players in his squad. So I think for him it makes all the difference. But I'm not sure, you know, with the actual individual players, you know, that we have, how much of a difference it can really be, specifically with Iwobi, because I think, again, he's sort of the atypical, atypical, not that, but he sums up what Arsenal is right now, which we're, you know, really good at times, but we just don't have the consistency. And you know, I don't know if it's AMN out wide or anything like that, but I you know, I just feel like it's something that Emery's going to continue to do, is have those wide players involved. And having a player like Mkhitaryan gives him another option as well to switch it up, because I think he can play on the left and the right. So we'll see.
Yeah, the one thing I thought, even when earlier on in the season, when Mkhitaryan was out wide and he was playing 4-2-3-1,
yeah,
I thought even when he wasn't performing, I thought just having that man out there made us look a bit more solid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just having that outlet that helps you, and hopefully Mkhitaryan can, you know, turn it on now in the second half of the season and add some real value to this team. Right, next question. Unique79 asks, what do you think the news that came out this week in regards to our spending for this summer's budget? Now, there was a report in the Daily Mail saying that we had £45 million to spend on players this summer. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, so it sort of surprised me that we're all caught up on the 45 number from the Mail, when you know, on the last, you know, Ars blog, and had David Ornstein on, and Ornstein was saying it could be upwards of 100 million. Obviously that would include salaries and everything like that. So maybe after salary, you know, I don't know what the breakdown of percentage of what would be salary to transfer fee, but if it is only 45 million, then we probably definitely need to look to sell a few players if we're going to get anything sort of worthy in, because 45 million's what, a player and a half these days in today's market. And those aren't even for the sort of the top level players that our fans are going to they're going to want and are calling out for.
Yeah, I got to be honest here. I'm not paying much attention to the Mail story. I think, you know, whatever's going to happen in the summer is going to happen. I am concerned at what's going to happen to this squad in the summer. I got to be honest here, you know. The boys are on the podcast this week and they were talking about the amount of wages that are going to be freed up. Well, you're going to have to. My issue with that is you're going to have to replace those players. And okay, you can promote a couple from within, you know, the likes of Reece Nelson, etc. But the players who you go out and buy, their wages, they're not asking for low wages anymore. They come into the Premier League, they see the Premier League TV money, and they want big money. So I don't think this, you know, even with Czech, you know, retiring, Rambo leaving, etc.
Yeah.
the money, the wages that go on in the Premier League are high. So that even if you free up wages in that respect, they're going to be eaten up just as quickly, right?
Yeah.
When you bring players in. So I do think we're in a really, really worrying time at the club. With Maitland-Niles leaving, it's not the fact that it's Sven who's left or anything like that. Okay, he's at the club a year, and it's not the fact that he's gone, but it's the fact that the plan that was in place last summer has fallen apart so quickly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ivan, the triumvirate of Ivan, Raul, and Sven, we're going to do things this way. And as soon as Ivan's left, it's all collapsed. And so I think, it's a really, really difficult situation that we're facing. If the plan is just to look at Raul's contacts and he'll get the right players in, etc., that worries me. I do think we need to bring some youngsters in.
Yeah.
But I just, whether it's 100 million, whether it's 45 million, doesn't really matter. We need to buy smart this summer. We really do.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what I could care less about, like, sort of, I don't claim to be like a hipster, like, Chris and watch, obviously Chris mainly watches the French league. Oh well, the farm league of the rest of the world. But so I don't know what those players are. What my hope is that the club goes out and gets the targets that the manager feels are going to be best for his team, and not just big name players for the sake of big name players. And when you do that, that's when you can tend to find the more value, is making sure that you're doing it, in unison with Emery and the player and the system that he wants to make Arsenal the most successful. That's the most important thing for me.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens. Okay, next question. Marble Horse TV. Okay. How much would we get for Mustafi? If we get more than £10 million, should we throw a party?
Yes. I actually, maybe at 10 million. I would say maybe 12 million is what I could see Mustafi going for. But yeah, I think the guy just is done at Arsenal, and the quicker he goes, the better he's going to be, and the better our defense is going to be. So let's bite someone's arm off if they offer that in the summer for sure. And throw a party.
I got to be honest. I think the Mustafi thing is overhyped. I think he gets an awful bad crack at it, because I look at our defending is no better without him than it is with him. Do you know what I mean? I just look at us. I think defensively we're shit.
Yeah.
And the goals against column says it's shit.
Oh yeah, it does.
And I think, Mustafi going aground, it is frustrating. I get why people don't like him. Okay. But I see an awful lot of fuck ups from everybody else that people don't mention ever. And it's becoming he's the scapegoat. He is the scapegoat. But it's one of those things. Yeah, Jamie Fitzgerald puts in the box. Did you see the Mustafi pass the manager? I saw Guendouzi give the ball away pathetically. I saw Torreira give the ball away like an idiot. Okay, I saw them all do that today. This is the thing. I don't think Mustafi's the greatest defender. At the thing, Hassan Ramzan, go look at the Mustafi mistakes thread. I can show you one from Koscielny, which has cost us cup finals, getting sent off against Bayern Munich, PSG, Liverpool, United giving goals away. I can do a load of that. Okay, you can always do that. And who the hell is sad enough to put that thread together? Fuck. How desperate must you be for fucking Twitter love if you're putting that together? But no, he's not the greatest defender. We can all agree on that. But I mean, it'll be interesting to see what we get for him, because we massively overpaid for him.
Yeah.
We
absolutely
overpaid for him. Hassan Ramzan causes better than Mustafi, and he's lost us more games and big games. Who's the guy who lost us the tie against Atletico Madrid last year? It's one of those. It's really, and it's harsh on Mustafi because he's been on Koscielny, because Kos has been a great servant to the club. but they all do it. It's one of those things that all our defenders make mistakes.
Yeah.
Dom Lloyd asks, can we get top 4 this season? The upcoming fixtures looking good.
They are, and I still say it's 50-50 right now. I think we're still, obviously, we have a lot to learn about, what our new manager is completely trying to do week in and week out as a team, and then having to put up with, the likes of like a resurging United right now who don't look good, with Higuain now at Chelsea as well. They're probably going to start picking up some steam as well and scoring more goals. So I definitely still think we have a really good, talented team. Again, the problem is inconsistencies, and if we continue to play like today against better teams, it's going to come back to bite us in the ass. But I do feel like we can get top 4. If you ask me to guarantee it right now or put money on it, I'm probably not going to do that because we still got a lot of room for improvement in this team, and to even reach its not its maximum potential, but just I think it's bare talent potential, because we're playing under that right now.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I'm beginning of the season, I thought we'd get top 3. I really did. I thought, Unai, but I just see us at the moment. I do think the fixture is a favour going forward. But I look at it and I think, it's a big ask. So I'm not sure how Unai's looking at this, and it's going to be interesting to see if he gets top 4. If Unai Emery gets top 4 or wins Europa League, that's a magic first season for him, isn't it? It's a great first season.
Absolutely. I think we would have all 100% taken that before the season. I think I said 4th or 5th for us this year as well, before the season. But I'd bite your arm off of that right now. Absolutely.
I'd be celebrating now. I really would.
Yep.
Michael Hahnemann asks, if we only have 45 million to spend in the summer, would you go for a few younger and cheaper options or one signing?
I would go for younger, cheaper options. That way he can sort of craft those players into the players that he wants in that system and continue to develop them that way. I think that always works well than just bringing that one player in, because we all bemoaned whenever we only brought Petr Cech in, and he's not an outfield player, he's a keeper, so that was a little unique as well. But I think you definitely need to get reinforcements in, especially with the amount of players that are probably going to leave in the summer.
No, absolutely. And the one thing I find strange about that, I think that's the way we're going to have to go regardless, because if you look at the prices of players, they're only going up. As the boys point out in the podcast this week, there's going to be issues surrounding Brexit, the pound, and the strength of the pound, etc.
Yeah.
But the one thing I don't get is, of course, you've got Maitland-Niles, who, he spent, with those Stats DNA business that the Arsenal bought, and with Maitland-Niles, that's quite a nice fit. Obviously, it hasn't worked out for, if you listen to Ornstein, the Spanish boys just didn't like him, so he's gone. Unless you're bringing in a Monchi, which has been mooted as well.
Yep.
Where are you going to get these players from? Yes, there are scouts out there, but you've got to be really smart in the way you buy. And
yes.
There's a lot.
I think that's where. I just think that's where Huss Family is going to come in and hopefully show the reason why the club bought him. That's when he needs to make his money now. You're sort of and again, if we, believe what Ornstein says, he's taken even a larger role, doing like daily meetings with, football directing staff and everything like that. So, and even possibly Emery. So it's one of those things that's where he's going to have to make his money. That's where we have to go and do the things that we haven't done in the past and negotiate well and continue to make sure that we're not overpaying for somebody or are not willing to even pay an extra $1 or $2 million for somebody and being sort of too hard nosed on our numbers. So hopefully this will be the summer where he starts to make that big impact and we can negotiate those better contracts and get some of the better younger players in from across the continent.
There's a lot riding on Raul, whose family and Unai's shoulders. There's a hell of a lot. I don't would make or break be too strong to say about the summer, because I think, it really is there, because if you can't get a quality player in that you want to fit the system, then you're going to struggle again. And all these other teams like United, Chelsea, etc., are going to spend money. They're going to bring in players. So that's good. We're going to have to keeping up with them this summer is going to be really important.
Yeah, it really is.
Dom Lloyd asks, Callum Chambers, will he be in our squad next season?
Short answer, yeah. I actually do. I still tend to think that him and Holding are probably our future, and maybe another loan season for him. I know he's getting a little older, but not that old for a defender. So yeah, I hopefully it works out. Hopefully he continues to develop at Fulham and can grow and mature as a defender. But I do think that he comes back in our squad next year. I think it's Holding's spot when he comes back from his injury. And then it's between sort of, if we still have Mustafi or Socrates or Mavropanos, it's sort of between them to fight out that other center back spot, especially if we only play with 4 at the back.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is one you like. Frank Gunner asks, he says, great coaches inspire average players to play above and beyond their levels. Will Emery achieve this?
Say that one more time.
Great coaches inspire average players to play above and beyond their levels. Do you think Emery will achieve this?
I don't know. Well, that's so. She said great coaches. I'm not so sure he's a great coach. I don't think it's been proven. I think he's a good coach, and I'm happy to have him. But to say that he's a great coach right now, I don't think we have seen him inspire the way that the great coaches have. But that doesn't mean that he can't or that he won't. So it's tough to say. You hope he does. That's why you hope he, that's why you wish he was brought in was for that, to have that inspiration, to have not only the technical knowledge, but be able to inspire our players to play above themselves. So the fact is, I don't even think our players are playing to their current level, which is, I think, the more disappointing thing.
Yeah, I'd agree with that totally, to be fair. I am going to anything to add to that at all. Okay, and the last, here we go. This is for you now. The last question of the day.
Yes.
Data KLBC asks, did anyone else think Jason was Jamaican before they saw him on video? Hashtag mind blown. Now, the real question is he referring to me or you?
Yeah, I'm going to have to say that I don't think it's referring to the gentleman in America. With what you would call an accent, but with a very traditional American accent over here. I don't think he's referring to me. I just have a feeling.
Well, hey, what can I say, Renaud? What can I say? That has been said before, actually. It has been said before. But I'm like the Welshiest Welshman in the world ever. I'm like, I don't get it, but it's not the first time it's been mentioned. But I thought that was funny. Sorry. Data KLBC is a she. My apologies. I'm very, very sorry. That's it for today, I think. Any final thoughts, pal?
No. Just remember, folks, it's a project. Don't panic. It's going to take more than a year. I know it's been a little poor recently, but I think we'll come back.
I'm not as positive as you. See, I'm really not. Okay, so a couple of quick shout-outs. Unique 79 and Michael Harneman. You're always brilliant. Always brilliant to donate to us. We thank you ever so much. You're superb. The chat box has been epic today. Yes, we've had a couple of idiots. Yes, we've had a couple of spammers, but you've been fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Lots of different views in there, lots of fun in there, and some brilliant comments, some really brilliant comments. To those of you listening on iTunes, Stitcher, or any other platform, thank you. Just thanks and support. We're just a bunch of idiots who just enjoy talking football, and We're still blown away. We get so much support from you guys. I've got 90 likes, people. 90. Give me 100 now, please. Come on. Make me feel better. I had to watch that shit today, and Wales aren't playing any better than the rugby either, okay? I'm having a bad sports day. But, you know, Dom Lloyd smashes it in with 199 to annoy Danny. And he says, thanks, guys. Good to be back. It's good to have you back, Dom.
Yeah.
You're superb. Thank you ever so much. A big shout out to you, Dom Lloyd. You're a rock star. We think the world of you. Thank you. That's it. Yeah. This week's, right, there's the podcast this week. I've no idea who's on it because Danny hasn't organised it yet. On Thursday. Now, the Bate games are all, it's like 5 o'clock-ish or 6 o'clock-ish kickoffs, right? So we, at the moment, Danny and Josh are in for this week's drive show. One of us, either myself or John, will do our best to get back early from work and get in there to join them. But we look forward to speaking to you Thursday, seeing you all Thursday, guys. Take care. Thank you very much. Keep it Arsenal and have a great weekend. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Good night. Say good night, Chase.
Good night, Chase.